I've always had a soft spot for mainstream production cars that go like stink. The Lotus Carlton was an ordinary Vauxhall, but it could do 170 miles an hour. The Escort Cosworth was basically an Escort, but it could run rings round a Porsche. But you know what these cars have in common? They're dead. You can't buy them anymore. Ford and Vauxhall are out of the game. Well, Ford is, but Vauxhall are trying to come back. So exactly what have we got here? A six-cylinder, 200-horsepower engine. Massive, low-profile tyres. White wheels, and behind them, competition brakes which are cooled by ducts in the front air dam. Inside, there are body-hugging seats and a 160-mile-an-hour speedo. You want to see what it is? Ready? A Vectra. Hold on a minute. Hold on. Yep, it does. It's got a coat hook. The dullest car I ever tested on TopGear appears to have had its first pint.
Remember me, I'm the one who had you, baby. Remember me, I'm the one.
Now, you might think that this is supposed to be a replica of Vauxhall's touring car. However, whereas the touring car has a 2-litre engine, this is a 2.5-litre V6. Whereas the touring car is built by Derek Warwick's new outfit, this was designed by MSD, who run the Peugeot team. Whereas the touring car has a sequential gearbox, this makes do with something altogether more ordinary. This is a replica of a touring car, in the same way that I'm a replica of Posh Spice. So it's not terribly authentic, but let's not despair. They are going to race it in a special one-make series, and it is a limited edition special. And it does go like the clappers, so really, it should be quite a car. It's called the Vectra SRI V6 Super Touring. And in the time it takes you to say that, it's hurtled past 60 on its hard-charging way to a top speed of 140 miles an hour. Now that's fast, but it costs £25,000. And for the same money, you can have a BMW 328i, or which is even faster. So, Mr. Vectra, what have you got to say about that? Well, obviously, the BMW is tuned for comfort and safety, while this is tuned and tightened like a piano wire. The brakes are stunning. The grip is almost unbelievable. It's even got untouring car-like traction control, and there's no denying that with those big wheels and low ride height, it looks like it means business. Sounds like it means business too. It may be a stock Vauxhall V6 under the bonnet, but it has a new camshaft and a new engine management system. So it's been turned from a piece of velvet into a slab of sandpaper. I rather like it. The trouble is that everything is spoiled by the same things that spoil an ordinary Vectra. A nasty gearbox, awful steering. And in here, the same dreary dashboard. Oh, they've tried to liven it up with bits of carbon fibre material and a super touring ashtray and air conditioning, but it's still a Vectra, which means the steering wheel is still too far away for comfort. Not that comfort can have been a big design parameter. The ride is almost unbelievably bad. And the first time you introduce that spoiler to a speed bump, it will go all to pieces. Now, I could put up with that, and the discomfort, and even the notion of paying £25,000 for a Vauxhall Vectra, if it was a serious player. If it had been fitted with four-wheel drive, with a couple of turbos, an entirely new steering system, a sequential gearbox, and a stripped-out, race-bred interior, I'd have been outside the factory right now, salivating all over my checkbook. The Lotus Carlton isn't a replica of anything. Vauxhall just went mad one day and said, I know, let's build a supersonic barge. The Escort Cosworth isn't a replica of anything. It's a proper road-going rally car. Now, this is not a road-going touring car. Oh, it's a bit of fun, but I suspect it's nothing more than a marketing exercise designed to give the Vectra name some much-needed street cred. Think of it in terms of guns. A real one will kill you. A replica just looks like it will.